I think that in a world where every video is now overproduced and scripted, it's important to also show what makes you you and what separates you from the rest of the crowd. And this is just something that I've been thinking about for the past couple of days, since I often find that I don't particularly care to watch the videos that are so professionally produced. Jesus. The taste, divine. The execution, 3 out of 10. Listen, I got a little overzealous with how much I foamed my cold foam. It tastes divine though. I know, you're probably wondering, why am I watching this girl make matcha in a Sinistra and Poltergeist set? I needed a straw. It's not an aesthetic straw, I fear, but it'll do. But I feel in a world where every video, specifically in the Pokemon world, is oftentimes very overproduced and scripted, that oftentimes it feels lacking in heart, I suppose. And it's not that there's anything wrong with producing well-made videos. Obviously, many creators do that, and they have made very successful careers off of that. But because of that, it also feels like that is a field that's very hard to stand out in. It's very oversaturated. Basically, every Pokemon video that I see is somebody that has an elaborate production. But because of that, a lot of times I find myself not clicking on the videos. And clearly that's a personal problem because, like I said, these creators have many, thousands, even millions of views on these videos. But the point I was trying to make is that in a world where everything is so overproduced, I often find myself wanting connection. And I think that's the reason I oftentimes don't click on those more produced videos, is that I feel no connection to the content that's being produced, even if it's well produced. And I think for me personally, I always preferred watching the creators that were a little more raw and would actually take the time to sit down and talk to their audience. And I feel like that is also a strength that I have. And I found that I think where I stand out, at least in this community, is that I love vlogging. And I know that you guys really enjoy when I do vlog. So here's me vlogging more. And I figured I would turn this into a fun little series for you and kind of just document my journey specifically for this series, trying to make day 2 at Seattle, which I will admit I did almost forget to sign up for, so thank you to my Discord for reminding me. So I will be going to the Seattle Regional. It is Regulation F, which is a regulation that I quite prefer over Regulation H. And this time, I think I'm going to actually strive to make day 2, which I've come close once. So it definitely is a little bit of a stretch dream, but how does that saying go? Shoot for the stars and land on the moon, something like that? I don't know. Somebody that has more wisdom, let me know. But the good thing is, or I suppose it's good and bad news, is that because I am very bad at keeping track of dates and when to sign up for things, I actually did miss the boat on applying for a creator pass for EUIC, which means sadly, I will actually not be able to attend EUIC this year. However, I like to think of that as kind of a blessing in disguise, because EUIC was like a week and a half before the Seattle Regional. So this may just be the universe making me actually lock in and pay attention to actually improving on my competitive skills rather than focusing on trying to plan an entire trip out of the country to go spectate a tournament. So here's to day 1 of documenting my journey of attempting to make day 2 at a regional for the first time ever. And currently, I may potentially be bringing a size spam team again. I know, and we all know how it went in Vegas when I brought a size spam team, but to be fair, that was an Espeon. So this time we would most likely focus on, a good size spammer, like Iron Crown. But before I do that, I do have to currently come up with a Christmas themed team, since on Christmas, it looks like Christmas Day, the 25th, I'll be live streaming and we are gonna be having Christmas themed battles, where every Pokemon, it is going to be in Scarlet and Violet, every Pokemon will have to be either a grass, fairy, electric, or an ice type. Fairy because Sugar Plum Fairy, grass because of the trees, the Christmas trees, electric because of all of the lights, and ice because winter time. But every Pokemon will have to be at least one of those types. Originally, dual types are fine, and all of their Terra types have to be one of those types. So it's just a fun little community thing that I like to do every year. So I do have to focus on making that team first. So before I lock in, we will be having a little bit of fun. But for now, here's to day 1 of a new series. And here's hoping that you enjoy this type of content. I'll see you in the next one when I have an actual team to update you with.